Life is fun. Life is fun. Hi everyone, how are you? Oh my gosh, it's so good to be back. Let me say hi to everyone here, because I see a lot of people. Oh my gosh, the chat is moving really fast. Before I start, let me just say that I'm happy to be back. I don't know what the future of these streams are, really, to be honest, but I'm going to make the best of it. The topic for tonight is still open. I kind of have something in my head, but we'll see. I mean, sonically, it sounds just like what you heard. That's my head right now. That's what my head sounds like. But we're gonna have some fun. I've got some interesting things to play and some requests that I got that I will fulfill. But first off, hi Todd, Wendy, JPK Knights, Max coming all the way from Lima, Peru, Lalo coming all the way from Lima, Peru, Ren 460, ¿Cómo estás? Jose Ordenos, Ordenes? Ordenes. I like that one. Ordenes. I forgot my... Joseph Sebas, how are you? Alejo Acosta. Scott, how are you, Scott? Leland. Mai. Wow, good to see you here, Mai. Eric. J Money, welcome. And Corey. And it's okay. It's okay to multitask. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be having a nervous breakdown while I do the actual thing. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to have one. That would be the last thing I would need, right? Let me take a drink. Even though I didn't say digress. Well, I just said it, but first, I think I got to get to the news, right? The news? Should I? Nah. Screw it. We'll come back. I'm going to just let that play. Anyway, this one was... Who did this one? Oh, someone from Costa Rica, which is where I'm going to be next, requested Carmen for tonight in Spanish. So that's what I'm going to play. I'm going to play that next, and then I'll come back, and we'll start talking. All right? Oh, Eric, you're not feeling well? I hope you feel better. Space Cadet says living in oblivion. Of course. We'll see. We'll see if I'll play that one. Maybe the demo. We'll see. But here you go. Screw it. I'm gonna go into the news. The news of the day. So I got some feedback on the 12 inches that a lot of people didn't get some, which is, hey, I mean, I did say there was only going to be 200, right? And they're gone. They're completely sold out, and I'm happy to report. However, that said, I've got another 80 copies coming my way due to a little bit of a mix-up. So I've got 80 copies additional coming, which will arrive around July. I don't know that they'll make it for the shows in Houston and or San Antonio. For that matter, I don't think they're going to make it for the shows in Costa Rica either. But I will put them up on Monday as soon as I have a better update from the manufacturer about that. So a couple more 12 inches coming. And after that, I'm telling you right now, there will be no more. And if we do, it's not going to be the same. So if you're interested in the one with the red vinyl, this is it, man. This last batch that's coming is the only batch there's going to be. And then from then on, it's going to be CD and download only. Oh, it is it? Oh, it might be. I don't know why. Interesting. Maybe I'm just talking too loud into it. It could be me, by the way. I am going through a tube mic preamp, so it could just be me. I'll back off a little. Is that better? Am I a little bit better? But, yeah, so, as far as, like, shows go, yeah, that's the next bit. Well, let me pull them up on the screen thingy so I can just, like, kind of pull them up and we can talk about them too, because I think they added some new ones, but I'm not sure. Of course I forgot. Yes. Because, this is what I do. I forget everything once I get on the stream. A bit of a madness. I've been away, so look, I was in Austin, which was a fantastic show. I had a really, really good time in Austin. Then came back home. Immediately started sending out 12 inches. So that entire week is a blur because I wanted to get them all out before I left for Dallas. So I was working on 12 inches, and unfortunately I couldn't stream because I was way too busy, and I was ready to fly to Dallas that week. And then when I came back from Dallas, I had a few 12 inches I had to ship, which I did. And then I went to see my kids, and they live in Kansas. So I was there for a few days, and that was a little bit of R&R, which I needed badly. And now I'm home, and now I can do streams. So I'm happy to be back. But here, let me show you what is happening in the Abox world, so to speak. So Saturday, June 15th, it's going to be San Jose, Costa Rica at Amon Solar. I'm very excited about that show, actually. Followed by July 6th is going to be El Paso at the Rock House with the Hunger. That's going to be fun. July 13th is San Diego, California. Again, that's going to be a crazy show because I haven't done San Diego in a long time. I'm super excited about that, actually. And then I come home, San Antonio on July 19th, and Houston on July 20th with Information Society, T for Two, and Robin from Machine in Motion, which is going to be fun. Got a little surprise for you there, if it works out. And then on July 25th, Los Angeles. I'm back at the Virgil with Male Tears. So that's the lineup so far. If you're interested in getting tickets and all that stuff, oops. If you're interested in getting tickets for these shows, what the heck? Like, what's that? Like, this cube is just like, let's move it over. Yeah, we'll put you over here. Yeah, we'll make the doll light up, not my face. So yeah, if you want to know more about the tickets and all that stuff, anythingbox.com, that's where, the band site is still after all these years. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of stuff happening. So anyway, but I digress, which means I'm going to take a drink. So, let me start by saying that this one came from Costa Rica, this request. Carmen in Spanish, but I decided to play the Sirius XM mix, which is acoustic. So I'll play that right now. And then I'll come back and we'll continue talking about whatever the heck we're going to talk about. All right. Thank you. Here we go, folks.
Esas noches junto a ti, los recuerdos de mi gran amor. Carmen se fue, es difícil entender. He perdido fe en la realidad. Sombras de su mundo lleno de ilusión. Ella se fue y nunca sin saber que no dejó de amarla. llorar. Mi alma se va.
So I'm back. I hope the microphone's better now. I don't think there was anything wrong. I think it was just me being overly loud and, just so excited that I was too close. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen, Olaf. But yeah, so at any rate, I've been just busy as I got back. I was just working on stuff back and forth, but to give you an idea, there's some shows coming up that are not announced yet, but will be shortly, hopefully. So I can't talk about them until they're set in stone, but it looks like there could be a New Jersey show coming up, which is going to be cool. Which is going to be awesome. But then, like I said, the most pressing thing that's coming up is Costa Rica, which I'm excited about and also scared to death because I've never been, so I have no idea what to expect. So that's kind of it's a strange thing when you go somewhere new, but I'm excited because to me, that's the best part is, meeting new people and, hanging out with folks. It always makes me happy, Todd Livingston says, if I make it back to Uruguay, I hope to get to Montevideo. I have seen Puente del Este a few times already, but that is it. I have never been. My stepdad is from Uruguay, he's awesome, by the way. He's very awesome. I love my stepdad. Hi, Ruben, if you're listening. But so it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to, getting back into all the grind. But while I was away, I was thinking, like, what is the grind? Like, what is the grind going to be? Like, what am I trying to get done? So what happens is that sometimes when I take a break, well, first of all, let me put it to you this way. I am terrible at taking breaks. I don't think that taking breaks is actually good for me. It doesn't work. I think that when I take breaks, I'm going to have to work. So the next time I go out to Kansas or something, I think I'm going to have to spend a few days working or certain hours working because I was getting like a little antsy at night, like just like, oh, what the heck am I doing? Like I haven't finished the book. But I'm glad that I went out there and I had time to just step away from things for a bit. Because, well, there's a couple of things coming up that I will get into, that are, sort of interesting, although I'm hoping that this isn't going to come off as bad news. It's not bad news. It's actually good news. So, while I was away, the only time I actually got to work was when I was at the airport. And so what I thought I would do is assess where the album is, or I should say albums, because it's technically 2 EPs, maybe even 4 if you count the other stuff that I'm not even releasing yet. And the stuff that, of course, people suggest all the time. To give you an idea, sorry that I'm going to digress for a second here, but it's an important topic for me. But I don't know that this, for some of you, this might be boring. But I trust you. I trust you, mates. So every day I get emails like, are you going to move the entire catalog out of Spotify and bring it to Bandcamp? In fact, I've had a few friends actually post that they're leaving Spotify, and then subsequently some of them emailed me to say, hey, Electrodelica is not on Bandcamp. Stereo TV is not on Bandcamp. Like, when are you going to move everything? And all that takes work. I could take the lazy way out, and I'll tell you what the lazy way is. The lazy way is I just rip the master, upload it to Bandcamp, put the PDF in of the album, and done. It's all done, and I don't have to worry about a thing. It's completely uploaded to Bandcamp. job is done. But I'm not that kind of person. So yeah, stereo TV, I want to remaster at least the audio, even though there is a CD, which is funny because there is a CD and I still have stock and nobody knows this. So I should put that on Bandcamp. So I'm going to. But at least the audio that you download could be better quality. So I'm going to work on that. Somebody wanted to know if, for example, Worth was going to be on Bandcamp. And that's a good question. It's a valid question. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And on top of all that, the EPs that I started to record during the lockdown, which, there's a lot of material there, a lot. In fact, so much that I found it quite depressing going through it all because I was thinking at the rate that I'm going, it's just going to take so long. So, there are places where I have to cut certain corners and whatnot. And one of them was the book. I was working on the book and I realized that the book probably still has 2 months of work to be done before it could be released. And it's a shame because it puts the album, it delays the album by 2 months by me having to arrange that book. But the book is very important to me because it's about the art stuff. And the art and the album go together, as you saw with the Hope album. So it was a bit of a, it's a bit of a shock to like realize how much work you have ahead of you and that it's only you that's going to be doing this work. So yeah, a little bit, I wouldn't say burnout because burnout's not the word. The word is like, how many me's can I clone by within a month or two? You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do, Seba says, did you get to mail out all the CDs and books? Absolutely. Everything went out. There's nothing left to ship, which is good. I actually worked my butt off for 2 weeks straight to get all that stuff out the minute they came in. And I will do it again and again and again and again because that's my life. That's what I do. So I'm not afraid of the work part. But when it comes to new material, like I'm trying to sit down and write some new stuff, which, I'm kind of excited about stuff that I'm writing, but there's no time to record it. And that's becoming a bit of a pain for me. So this is what I like that, Lalo. Attack of the Claudions. I like that. That should be a title. So, yeah, exactly. Like maybe one of my clones will get something done, So anyway, so this is what I've decided to do with the new album, which for some people will be good news. So I'm going to release it as a CD and on Bandcamp. It's going to be in the same sort of format as I did with the Hope Worth CD. So it'll be a CD with the material that I recorded, cover, back cover, open thing with some art in it. I'm just going to release that first. It's going to go out first. It's not going to go out at the same time as the book. There's no point. So what I'm going to do is work on it to get it out, which I'm hoping that will be out before August, if all goes well. So I think August will be the month that gets released. Maybe sooner. We'll see. I'm going to shoot for sooner, but we'll see what happens. And then I'll continue working on the book. And so meanwhile, while people have the music and the lyrics and the, all that stuff, and those that want CDs have them, the book will follow. And then I'll kind of have a better gauge of what people want, out of that. And this way I can also work on the other one, which is the weirder one, and get it out. So probably 2 CDs by the end of the year, which is what I think is going to happen, which I will take with me on the road. And the book will follow. And then that way I can continue working on things. If you're following me on Object, you may have noticed that I've not minted anything. So there's no NFTs as of late. I'm not giving up on that. And I'm not stopping that. It's just that it's been so difficult to just choose stuff every week. And I don't want to rush it, but at the same time, I want to do it right. So it's sort of like a step back, to keep going forward. So yeah, it's gonna be pizza night. That's funny. You're so funny, Mike. But yeah. So CD first, download. CD would download first for the new album, and then I can finally reveal its title, which I can't even reveal, but I will soon enough. And once that is up on Bandcamp, I will keep working on the book. And this is where the fun begins. While I'm working on the book, it's easy to take something older like, Stereo TV, which again has CDs, and things like Electronica, and move them over to Bandcamp. So obviously, that's a lot of work. But at least then when the book is done, whether it's done by the end of this year or early in 2025, at least I will have put out that record that's just been like a I'll say it in Spanish. It's been ha sido una espina en mi costilla este álbum. Terminar los dos, porque si no lo termino, me molesta. So there's me speaking in Spanish too. Yes, and that was the other thing. Thank you for bringing it up, Wendy. So Wendy's asking me, still plan on rolling out Patreon and Discord? Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I have to keep doing that. Yeah, iTunes and all that stuff will follow, but it's like I said, there's been a lot of attention on Spotify as of late, and look, I understand the point of view of some friends that have emailed me and said, maybe you should take all your stuff off there. And I'm not going to do that. Even though it's not the best service in the world at this point in time, it still is something that I need. And as an independent, it does help me. But my goal for us, meaning me and you, is that I want you to own everything. I don't want you to have to stream it, and I don't want you to have to rely on, iTunes deciding to delete it from your phone and things like that. So my goal is to have it so that basically everything is on Bandcamp. And if Bandcamp goes down, then it's going to be blockchain only and Abox site only, because I have to be honest that no one really knows what's going to happen within the next year or so. Man, to be honest, I can't even tell you what's going to happen after the elections, because it could be all wacky. The whole world could go out of whack. And it's such a small problem for me to have, compared to the rest of the world. But anyway, I digress. Take a drink, Claude. Relax. So this one is from the 12-inch. And it's also on the CD. This was requested by Sherry on Meta yesterday. And so I'm going to play the Worth demo as remastered from the DAT. And I'll turn over some visuals and then we'll come back. Oh, the tape is nice. We'll leave it. Nice. Oops. The synth cam. Oh my gosh. Did it all freak out again? No. It did not. So thank you. Anyway, that was the demo from 1992 before we took off to Germany. So that's the demo version, which I really like that version actually. It hits a little harder. And Carlos Mode on YouTube said it would be a good song for the set list in LA. By the way, this is how you get your songs played in whatever city I happen to be in. If you know I'm coming, get your requests in, because I'll tell you right now, I do go over those lists, and it's not so much that I pick someone's song. It's not quite like, well, it is kind of like that, but what happens is there's so many records, so many songs, so many versions of things that I have that I will forget about a song for a while. And so like when someone brings it up and says, hey, maybe you should do this on a particular show, it kind of like sparks a little something, and then I'll grab it, I'll take it to rehearsal with me, and if it goes well in rehearsal, like I feel it, like I'm feeling it. It's like, you know, coming up, like it's almost like a time travel device. If I can get myself into the right feeling and mode, then it's on the set. And so then I'll rehearse it for weeks, and then it'll wind up back on the set, you know? I heard you, Todd. I think I understand. In fact, I think I have, if I am reading you correctly, I actually have video from Dallas that I'm going to play tonight, which is actually one song, but it's going to be crazy for some people to listen to this. So, but anyway, yeah, rest assured, I have it. I actually managed to grab one good song, and it was the one I wanted to grab the most from Dallas, at least. I was not able to get it from Austin, but I do have it. So I will play it. When we approach the hour, I will play that song. So anyway, so back to the topic at hand. So it's a lot of work. And one of the things I wanted to do that was, you know, it's kind of, I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago, which is I'm going to release at least a song a month, regardless of what's going on. So a song a month, I'm going to put an album, I'm going to call it an album on Bandcamp, but every song that I release that month will go into that particular record. So you just got to buy it once. And then every time you log in every month, there'll be a new song in there. So that's something I'm going to do. Of course, my Patreon and my Discord will also be going on. I'm trying to get that done, but right now it's kind of sitting in the back burner, but not really. I'm going back there kind of on occasion to look it over. I'm still trying to figure out what it's going to be. But, you know, so at any rate, so, you know, it could happen. But yeah, so the other thing that's sort of been on my mind is like, well, I was trying out, I don't know if you guys know what this is, and only the nerd people will know what this is, but why is this camera so dark? What has happened here? Uh-oh. Is something going on? Yeah, but that didn't fix it. Interesting. So my camera's gone crazy. Okay. Not much I can do about it. Which is what happens, you know? So, you know, but, what was I going to tell you before I was rudely interrupted by my camera? But definitely Abox is getting a little bit darker. Yeah, of course, Abox is getting a little bit darker. But yeah, camera and music. In fact, I'm going to play something that's a little darker coming up too. But no, what I was trying out that was really interesting is, for the nerds in the audience, is Ultimate Vocal Remover, which is UVR. It's a great piece of software, and I have to say that the new version was so good that I think there's going to be a lot more remixes from the old stuff where I don't have all the masters, because now I can really take and separate things in a way that previously was impossible. So the next song I'm going to play was requested by Alfonso in Chicago. And he wanted to hear Kiss of Love, and I said I was going to play the demo version of Kiss of Love, but then I decided I would play the what I call the Argentine version, which is, this is the version that was on Twilight Records, and it was released only in Argentina. It never made it in the United States, this particular version. But this is one that I'd like to revisit because there's a lot of things that I can do now that I wasn't able to do back then when it was released, which was 2013, I want to say. But yeah, so definitely, there's definitely stuff happening. And I'll explain the whole dark thing in a minute when we come back. But anyway, so yeah, so I would love to have like different remixes of things and kind of delve into songs that were very impossible to remix, which could mean different things to play live too, because it means that I can stem out certain things where I no longer have the sounds and reconstruct them. So that would be good. So I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, that's again part of all the different work that I've got going on. But the main thing is the album, album. I really want the album to be done. But anyway, I digress. Which means I'm going to be drunk by the end of this thing. I'm kidding, I won't be drunk. But yeah, Alfonso, this one goes out to you if you're listening. There you are. I see you now. I don't know how I missed you, but you're there. Alfonso on YouTube. I'm going to play. Well, yeah, here we go. Kiss of Love. I call this the Unknown Mix. So you see the fade out? I couldn't change that. So I kind of had to like, so there was nothing I could do because I was done as an edit. So I think remixing this one would be fun if I pull up the original version and then I'm able to extract the vocal, because then I can do some cutting on the actual track. So that could be a nice way to extend it. So I'm going to think about that, because it was fun to do that with World Without Love on the 12-inch and a bunch of others that I did that too. So, but yeah. Yeah, it does, Steve. Steve on Meta says, does Mixology count as a remix album? It does. I totally forgot. Thanks to Lalo mentioning it, I would have just forgotten. Mixology definitely was a remix album, because that was nothing but the remixes. So let me give you a little bit of news off the record, on the record, about that one, or I should say remixes coming from the old stuff, particularly the first album. So I'm being cryptic on purpose, but so the first album, those masters are going to return to me soon. And once they do, once I have full control of those masters, believe me, then a lot of interesting and fun stuff can happen. In fact, there's something that's on the new album that's related, very related to the first album, and it needs to be addressed at some point. But I can't bring it up until, yes, that one, Wendy. So, there are some things brewing. I have a meeting next week about that very subject, because their time with that record is coming to an end in 2025. And so therefore I will have access to do more stuff. So, I lay low with anything that has to do with peace. That's why I try not to play them even on the stream, because I get, the video gets dinged just for playing it, even though it's mine. But yeah, so it's coming back. And when it does, I'm going to work on quite a few things that are going to be interesting regarding that record. But yeah, that is something that people don't realize, is that when you sign to a record company, you're essentially signing off your masters in most cases. So we were young and we were dumb, and I shouldn't even say we, because I'm the one that signed everything off. And so therefore it was my songs and my recordings that got axed. Everybody else was able to keep theirs. But that said, even Paul's Lady in Waiting will return to him, which is good, because that means he can do remixes, and we can do stuff with it. So it's going to be fun to have those masters back again, especially during this time where we can do stem separation that's really good and do some remixes and contests. That'll be fun. At least for me, that'll be fun. That'll be something that I'll have fun doing on the side while I'm working on the stuff that will never sell, like all the crazy shit I've been making. But Joseph says, will you do a full remaster of Peace like you did with Hope? To be honest, there's a possibility, for sure. The remaster, I kind of did that already. If you look at it in a certain place, you will find that. But to answer your question, Ricardo, on Facebook, is it standard that they return over time? No, it actually is not standard. They have sometimes had the right or to opt to renew it for another 30-something years, but we're kind of stopping that train. There's a bunch of artists that are doing it that don't want to give up their masters or have them, do something with it. So no, it's not automatically 35 years it comes back to you. It's 35 years. You have a window of time, if certain conditions are met, for you to get it back. And in my case, the conditions are met. But let's say that it was an artist that was doing really well and that the record company held it for 35 years. They don't have to give it back. They can just renew it and say, we're exploiting it. you're making money from it, so therefore we're keeping it for another 35 years, and then just keep renewing that contract forever. There's a lot of interesting legalese in there that has to do with that 35 years. It's a really fine line as to what they can do, or what's considered exploiting the album. In this case, exploiting being a good word, meaning if the record company is actually doing something with the album, then, you know. Oh, thank you. Thank you so good. Thank you, Joseph, for that compliment. I have the remastered 16-bit from 2019-ish, but hope sounds unusually good. Thank you. I think I did a better job. You're probably correct in that I would revisit it, because I would then hopefully get the original master back. You know, Seba says, but in this case, you could refuse the new contract or not. It's not that I can refuse it. I can only, we would have to go to court. It depends. Like if the contract was, like, look, it could be that they want to change my life, right? They could come back and say, here's $1.5 million if you let us keep it for another 35 years. I might consider it. I'm not going to lie. I would consider such a thing. But unless it was life-changing, if it wasn't going to be something life-changing, I can't see that happening, So I don't think it's going to happen. But, oh gosh, no, there's no way that I'm going to re-record it, ever. That's just not going to happen. Those songs they don't need it. I would never want to re-record those songs, even if they never return to me. I would never do that. I would rather that everyone just be happy and have it, and I would make ways for people to get it for free in any way that I could at that point. If I never get it back, you could be rest assured you will find it everywhere at some point or other. I would make sure that people could get it. But I wouldn't be interested in exploiting it in any way to try to re-record it. It's just not in the cards. I'm not even, it's also me not being into that. Like, I don't want to re-record it at this point. Like, what would be the point? I mean, I play the songs live, and I think that's more important anyway. And I do love, Steve asks a very good question here. But if you did make a change, wouldn't you correct the when we lie debacle, right? At this point I wouldn't, because too many people are used to it. And in fact, it's just not in the cards. So anyway, we're coming up on the hour. So I'm going to play one more song that is this is going to be a weird one for you folks. I think I played it once or twice. But this is one of the ones that, for example, I should have gone back to work on this, and I didn't. And now I kind of feel it's too late. So it is what it is. But it's a very strange song with very strange arrangements. There's a lot of distortion in this song. So this is... I'm going to play this one, and then when we come back on the hour, I will play a video that was shot by a fan whom I gave my camera to in Dallas. And I did not get his name, but he did a great, great job. And I can't believe what we got out of that camera for so little effort, just me handing it to him. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I know. 40% less chipmunk. I know. I don't think that I would change it at this point because people would find it weird. Like I know I would say there's about 200,000 people in the world that would be like, you effed up the song because this is not how it goes. So I would leave it alone. That's what I mean. I wouldn't correct it. There's certain things I might do, but I would be giving away a secret about the new album. So I'm not going to say, but there is something that I would do that if I could get away with, I would get away with on Peace. But I wouldn't do it to the version that I wouldn't ruin the version that everyone knows. The best I could hope for is to make it sound better, sound bigger, and that's about it. I would not want to add things or, you know. So, oh God, pan flute. No, that would never be on there. Yikes. I know, this time they didn't run away with my camera. All right. So this is, let's, I don't know, 3mm overhead. Yeah, this is good for this song. Time Shifter 2023 mix.
On my face as the fear drains out from my soul. I've seen life slowly pass, witness to what awaits us all. I am lost in the crowd, moving up, feeling down, want to find my way back inside. I am moving in time, what is lost I will find once my time has come. And scared, yet this fear in me will recede. Like a page on a frame, I will cast it out with my hands. I am lost, I am found in this world going round, trying to claw my way outside. I am moving in time, what is lost I will find once my time has come. What is lost, I
Good to release. So look, 99% of that was done with this little guy. And it was the only thing I really worked on with this. Because I found it like impossible to like save things. And it's a shame because I love this little Volca modular. I did love it. But that ship has sailed. I tried doing a sampling session and then I went back and I was like, nah. So I think that's going to be one of the first ones that I'm going to put on Bandcamp as its own thing. So it's going to, it is what it is. But it's there's a lot of sound design stuff going on in there. And that's, it's a completely different thing, but anyway. But it leads you, like my experiments will lead into good areas and bad areas. When it starts to lead into good areas, I get songs. And that's what I care about. Otherwise, I would always be releasing noise, But hey, there is something to be said about just noise, because I do love noise. I ain't gonna lie, I likes noise a lot. So, when I went to, so I'm gonna tell you a story here. Story time on the stream. So when I can't even speak. Oh my God, it's taking effect. So when I was in Austin, I was in my hotel room and I was trying out something and I wanted to basically do a mashup. I had it in my head that it would work. So I did a mashup. Todd, that was the best compliment ever right there. Thank you. Anytime, if anyone says that, that's a compliment to me. Because everyone just thinks of Abox as a Pop-Tart band, and I hate that sometimes. So when someone says something has a Neubauten vibe, it makes me happy. So, well, I actually, I'm going to say something funny. So one of my friends in Farmacia said something to me that was also a very good compliment, and it stayed in my head and my heart because it's not only is it such a nice compliment, but I can take that compliment to the bank, so to speak. He said, and I'm quoting, Farmacia said, you would turn a noise track into a pop song because of the way you sing. So there's no way around it, man. You're going to always have, even if you make noise, you're going to make pop songs. And at first I was like, but then I realized he's right in that if I'm going to sing, I'm going to sing, right? So it's a nice compliment. So thank you. Thank you for that. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here because the next bit is going to be crazy. So in Austin, I wanted to do this cover and I thought I would mix two songs up. And it kind of worked in Austin because the one half of the cover people knew right off the bat. But then I picked a really weird, obscure song to match it with, and it didn't work. Now, it went over well, but it didn't work because the other half of the mashup, people didn't know what it was. So therefore, it was sort of like, are you making your own song and mixing it with this song? So that kind of like ruined the effect that I wanted. So when I was in Dallas, I revisited that mashup again, and it worked. And it worked really, really well. I wish we could see more of the crowd, but you'll hear them. But what happened was when I was going to play it in Dallas, it was the last song before, the encore. So I literally was the last song and I walked off stage, but it worked. It worked. So Todd, you say it didn't work? It did work? I think it worked in Austin, but I think it worked far, far better in Dallas. But anyway, when I was about to play it, I gave my camera to a fan that was right off the side, and I said, you film this. And for whatever reason, it came out really good, which is awesome. And so I'm going to play that video right now. And so this is a song, 2 songs mashed up, and this will never be released. In other words, you're only going to hear it live. You're only going to hear it if you go to a show, or you're only going to see it live here on the stream. But I'm never going to record this. These are things that I do to make the shows more special. So I will record certain things in my hotel room, play them the night of the show, and for whatever reason, this one turned out to be very interesting to me. Yeah, he did catch the lady that was climbing the mic stand. Keep an eye out for her. It's funny. So anyway, that's what I'm going to play next. But first, a reminder, just if you're tuning in. So yeah, the 12 inches are sold out, but I do have 80 copies on the way. They should be here in July. So check Bandcamp sometime this week when I announce it. Don't miss out this time, because I'm telling you right now, I will not be doing those red vinyls after this. So this is the last of them. So both actually she was very sweet. She was trying to get into it. So I'm not gonna rag on her. She was very cool to see on stage, not on stage, but having fun, and that's okay. But she actually almost hurt herself because she fell. So that's, anyway. So yeah, Dallas was a bit of a ruckus, but it was awesome. That was actually a really good show. I really enjoyed Channel 69's set, and I also really enjoyed T for Two set. They were so good. That was probably one of my favorite shows of both those bands that I saw. So, it was worth it. So anyway, yeah, I may post it on YouTube and all that. Depends. I don't know. I might get dinged for even playing it, but I'm definitely not releasing it. It's something I like doing live. So this is like a new thing with me. I'm gonna start picking weird things that I'm gonna do live, and only do live for a particular tour, and then they disappear. And that's just the way life goes. As the Rolling Stones say, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. Anyway, here you go. So that, yeah, so there you go. That was fun though. That was so much fun. So yeah, I'm gonna do that again. I'll do that again at some point during the tour because it was fun, man. But yeah, who would have thought that Song Two and Blue Monday would go so well together? I don't know. They do in my head. I don't know if they do in everybody else's head, but it goes well in my head, and that's what I mean when. So this is to answer a question from the very last stream where someone said, "What makes you decide to do a cover?" I will only do a cover if I think I can make it my own thing. Like, I don't do it just to do a cover. I do it because I love both those songs, and I thought somehow I need to make them go well together, and it was something that I liked, and it worked. So I've got another one in my head soon that if I can pull it off will be really cool too, but we'll see. But anyway, so there you go. I did what I said I would do. I would play them, and so so anyway, back to our conversation from before. So you could see that there's a lot of the rocker spirit's always been inside me, man. I grew up on punk rock. Do not forget. Like, few people know that, actually, that I liked heavy metal before I liked new wave, which is interesting, but I did. I did. I was actually listening to heavy metal before I was listening to new wave, so there is some rocker in me. So it's gonna have the, but I like to keep things electronic these days. So still no guitars. It's not that I'm anti-guitar. I think that when I go guitar, I want to go all the way the other side. It's quite real, actually. It's not fake. I have a therapist that lives in my head, and he happens to be British, okay? So that's it. That's all I'm going to tell you about that. But anyway. But yeah, but anyway, so I had fun doing that, and then so obviously when I got back from Dallas I jumped on a plane to go to Kansas City, and so I still had all that stuff welling up inside me to do, like, to get back into music stuff. But what I did do that was interesting is that this week I started to revisit all the old software that I was using. I'm talking about like Windows 98 stuff that I had lying around, stuff that takes photographs and turns them into music, and weird stuff that I had on my computer. And I've been going through it, and so yeah, I'm excited about doing some remixes and getting all this stuff done. So, anything boxes Judas Priest. I can see that. I can see that, Tim. That would be funny. Breaking the law, living in oblivion, breaking the law. Something like that. Shit. That's funny. But hey, it's all good. I do love Blur, and I particularly like that song, so I thought it was going to be really funny to mash those two things together. So I think it'll work. All right. Nice. Colombia's in the house. Awesome. Hola, Luis. ¿Cómo estás? So, yeah, Linkin Park. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that one would work. Not into Linkin Park. Not really. I mean, I like them. They're okay, but I just never got into Linkin Park. I have to love the song. Gotta love it. Like, it has to be like something that would be inside my soul before I would, give it any sort of, but yeah. Oh yeah, I love Gorillaz. Absolutely. But again, covers are not something I do all the time. When I do it, it's just literally because it's in my soul to do it, and it's like a little voice says, you better do it. No, come on now. I wouldn't do that. That would be too close in genre. I wouldn't do that. But but I love Information Society, but I'm just not, like, I wouldn't, it's not something I would do. Just like I don't think they would go and do Living in Oblivion. It's just not really something that could happen, But yeah, okay, now y'all are getting all weird. Now you're getting weird, all of you. So anyway, back to the topic at hand, which isn't really a non-burger topic, to be honest, but oh, this is funny. Olaf says, by interesting coincidence, today I ordered the white vinyl of Too Many DJs as heard on Radio Soulwax, which has numerous mashups, including that New Order track. Lots of punk snippets too. Ooh, you'll have to send me a link. I want to check it out. I'll have to check that out. Oh, that's funny, Eric. I remember the music video from Blur watching MTV back in 1997 when I was 14 years old. You see? So, yeah, it's funny how it goes, you know? Oh, Sisters of Mercy? No. Oh, come on. So, Soul Wax Volume 2. Awesome. I will definitely check that out. Yes, I know that Information Society covered U2 and Express Yourself by Madonna. Oh, man. I don't know that I would cover Madonna ever. Like, ever? Ever. Yeah, I don't think I would cover Madonna or Taylor Swift ever. Like, ever. It's just not in the cards. But, you know what's funny? TMT says, mix in some David Bowie. I'm going to tell you a funny story. When David Bowie died, I was so inspired to do a version of Heroes. This is a true story. That I did it. I sequenced it. I recorded it. I mixed it. And I never released it. In fact, I deleted it. I deleted it and all the project files and everything. Because that same week, everybody started putting out Bowie covers. And I thought, I am not doing this so that everyone can say that I just cashed in on Bowie dying. So the only version of that exists is in my head. It was pretty cool though. It was very synthy. And it was quite awesome. But I felt wrong doing it after I was done. So I deleted the whole thing. The whole thing. So it is no longer in existence. But anyway. So this is a song from the 12-inch. This is like the 12-inch version of A Moment Shifting. And then when we come back, we'll start winding this down. All right, so here we go. Yeah, 35 millimeter. No, moonshot. We'll just keep chatting on the moon. Here you go. A Moment Shifting, the endpop edit. think I may have heard that cover of Semisonic doing a cover of Sugar Sugar, and I think you may be right about that, Tim. That would be funny. It would be funny if I saved it somewhere, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So, I mean, yeah, I doubt it. I doubt that I saved it because it was one of those things where I was like pretty adamant. It happens. A ghost in the machine. It's possible. Well, TMT, I'm gonna answer that question as answering what happened with that cover. Are there some songs after you finish it that you say, this is an awesome track? All artists, I think, will have that moment where you have something good. So, let me explain the whole Bowie thing, because I don't know. I think the story may have been told wrong here. But what had happened was that it was good. It was very good. The problem was that everyone that week was releasing tributes left and right, and I felt like it was being cheapened. So I decided to keep it for myself, and so I deleted it. But I actually really liked how it turned out. It was very strange. It was a really weird version of Heroes, first of all. But who knows? Maybe I have a backup of just the sequence lying around, and maybe I'll share it if I find it. But I doubt it, because I'm pretty sure I was pretty thorough finding every single trace to keep me from the temptation of doing it again. But that's so funny. This is true. But then again, all these same structures. I see what you're asking me. You're saying, why not just keep it to myself? Because then there's that thing where someone will release it years later when I'm dead, and maybe I don't want that. But then again, who knows? There's so many things on my hard drive that I'm probably not going to want people to hear that are going to be released when I'm dead. So it is what it is. Maybe I messed up on that one. But I make mistakes. I am human to some degree. So, but no, to be perfectly honest, yeah, it was a very rash decision at that moment. And that's funny. But yeah, at any rate, it's one of those things that you do it, like I said, covers are interesting. I think I was inspired because he died, but I thought, would I have done it if he hadn't died? Like, that was like another question I had in my head. Like, was it something that I did because I was just processing the grief of it? So, oh gosh, no. You're talking 2 computers and 5 drives ago. There's no way I can get it back. So, yeah, no. The only thing I could think of is that maybe it's on some backup disk, because I was doing regular backups back then of certain things. So maybe the project file or something, or some of the sounds are there. But I doubt it. Anyway, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to admit, but yeah, I make mistakes. It is what it is. So yeah, of course. Nah, it's not worth doing it again. It's not worth, like I said, for me to do a cover, I have to really, really feel it, Yeah, like posing a pic with a dead person. It's interesting. I wonder about that too. That's an interesting question, Alejo. Posting a pic with a dead person. I would be a bit strange. Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was afraid, but I was saying that, but yeah, I was too close to the opportunism of the moment, and it was like, it's almost like it was too good to be true, that it would, like, if it did good, I would feel bad. So I think at that point I decided not to do it, which is interesting, because there's a lot of things that I'll do, whether people like it or not, I'll do it. Like, I don't really care in that sense. Like, I mean, I care. I want people to like what I'm doing, but I didn't want to, I don't know, profit off the moment, if that makes sense. But anyway. So, yeah. But you can imagine, though, that, you know, years later, someone will find it on some drive. Watch, someone's going to find the sequence and be like, is this Heroes? Like, somebody, you know, someone may have, you know, found it, you know, like years from now. Who knows? But it is what it is. I'm okay. I don't have regrets when it comes to that stuff. Like, if something gets destroyed on my hard drive, I kind of look at it like, I think it's something that has to happen, you know? So, make some coins. Believe me, I want to make some coins. But, in fact, I'm going to make coins of a different sort when I get back into this whole thing. God, this camera is sucking tonight. I'm switching. I don't like this one. I don't know why this one sucks. This is better. Oh, not by much. All the lights are going crazy tonight. I guess it's because it's my first day back and I didn't even check on the cameras. I think I need to do a better job next time. Anyway. So, I'm going to play something from the new record. It's a rough mix, but I'm going to play it. Someone had requested it earlier. And after that, we're going to start winding it down and get the last thoughts in of this very strange stream. Talking about dead people, of all things. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you tuned in. And I hope you enjoyed the video and everything else that was going on in here. We did some cool stuff. We can recap for those that like to go into the middle of a video and check it out, because tomorrow it should be on YouTube. But we started off with Life is Fun, the Fun Machine version with live bits. Carmen acoustic in Spanish. The Worth demo, which was requested by Sherry. Kiss of Love, the Unknown mix, that was requested by Alfonso. Time Shifter, which was requested by no one. A Moment Shifting, which I can't... Did I write down who someone asked for it and I didn't write their name. Crap. Sorry. Whoever you were, I played it for you. Someone on the chat earlier requested this song, and it's funny because I was thinking of like having this song on the set this year. So this song will probably start showing up on the set because it's on the new album. But it's an old song. It's actually one of the first songs that was in all the Abox sets. And I do it on occasion, but I think I'm going to start doing it more because obviously there's obvious reasons. But, you know, I didn't say there was going to be a story behind The Pain I Inherited. I didn't say I was going to talk about that one. So that one you might have to wait. But here we go. Heaven is a lonely place in time.
Is a lonely place in time. Heaven, I've got nowhere to hide.
So yeah, this isn't the final mix though. This is like two mixes ago. The one I just realized because the end is different. The one that's the final mix is really good. Like I like it a lot. There's a reason, you know. Oh, so yeah, yeah, this is actually one of the oldest Anything Box songs in existence. It's one of the first ones we would play live. And what's funny is that, you know, like we just kept putting it off. We kept putting this song off. So when we were all in lockdown, this was the one that I thought I would start to dig out and really, really go back to it. And so there's a couple of them that oh, nice. Thank you for putting it on the chat, Stephen. I will definitely check it out. Um, nice, cool. I'm gonna check it out for certain. So anyway, yeah. So Heaven from the new record, which is almost done now because now I don't have to worry about the book part. Um, Time to Go is a different story because it's it's a demo, so it's going to be on a whole different thing. I think Ascension by itself is going to be released, and it'll have Time to Go on it, but not on this record. This record is very, it's mostly songs that, you know, you'll see. I got a feeling people will like this one a lot. Actually, I'm actually scared that they're gonna like it a lot because I think the one after they're gonna hate. So there's such contrasts that it's not even funny how contrast these two records are. But I don't think I'm gonna do. I don't know. I thought about it. I'll tell you how far I got. TMT. Um, there's a sound. There's a sound that's on Time to Go that was like it's a fluke. It's what I call an ESQ fluke. If you've ever messed around with an ESQ, its envelopes are crazy, and there's four of them. And the modulation routing. This I know this is very this is nerdy for some people, but the modulation routing is so flexible that you will come across certain combinations that you will never be able to find again if you don't save the patch. It's just, it's one of those things that you think you have it in your head how it's going to go, but it doesn't work that way with the ESQ, particularly the noise waveforms, because they're actually multi-samples. And so what I discovered was that you could get some interesting melodic clangs out of the ESQ, and I could play notes on it, and that's how Time to Go came about. And then I no longer had that cartridge that had that particular sound on it. Recently, I wanted to explore finding that sound, and I think I got so close that I was like, well, it's close enough that I could probably redo the song now. But to be honest, it's whether I would do it just to release it, or whether I would put it together just to, for example, to play it at a show or something. Like it's something I would probably pull out at a show out of nowhere. Like again, one of those weird things that you're never going to hear other than hearing it at a show. But I don't know that I would necessarily like feel inclined to re-record it at this point. It's not one of those that I would feel inclined. Again, it goes back to that whole idea of there's only so many songs that I want to revisit from the past and re-record. So I picked the ones that I really wanted, that I thought could fit together on an album. And I think I got the right combo. But Ascension itself, I was remastering because, again, with all the new tools that we have, it's sounding so much better that I don't think anyone's going to really... I mean, it is what it is. Again, it's like you the problem with chasing an old song is that you either have two outcomes. It sounds better than the old one, but it doesn't have the same feel, or has a completely different feel and people like it better in some way or worse in some way, but you're never going to get it the way that it sounded. And that particular song has so much weird stuff going on with the delays and whatnot that I no longer own, that I don't know that even if I tried that I could get it right. But who knows? For live, maybe I'll do it. Right? Well, maybe it's the last song of a show before the last song of a show, because it's, time to go. I guess unless it's time to let's go. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah. Oh, Brent says, I found a fluke on the EPS 16 Plus by loading all the memory slots, erasing them, and then making a blip sample and reversing the loop points in time. EPS would then play all the erased audio randomly at random pitches. Dude, you need to make some samples of that stuff and send it to me. I would love to hear that stuff. Yeah, see, that kind of stuff. The ESQ would do weird fluky things with the envelopes if you mess with them in the right way. And I just remember that when I got that sound, I was over the moon because it was so metallic and it sounded like something out of a Front 242 track. So I was like just amazed at the sound, and so that whole song came of that. But of course then I screwed it up and I never saved that cartridge. I wish I'd saved that particular cartridge. It would have been awesome to have it, So it is a weird thing, I'll say that. So anyway, there's one song left to play, and it was a request. This one was a request on Facebook, right? It was Facebook. And oh, don't worry. I'll F them all up. You'll never notice where they came from. But I just like the idea of what you're saying, though. Load up all the memory slots, erase them, and then reverse the loop points in time, and it randomly it means that it kept something in a buffer, and that's interesting because it's similar to what the ESQ is doing. And by the way, speaking of nerdy ESQ stuff, the SQ80 plugin has all the hidden waveforms which already screw up. And they left that in there so that when you play the notes across the keyboard, they get all messed up. And so I was able to make some really interesting circuit bent sounding things. So I kind of like it, Oh yeah. I always Stephen Olaf says, I always channel Front 242 when programming FM synth. The DX architecture makes those metallic sounds inevitable. Yep, exactly. So since all the hidden waveforms are in the ESQ and it does have FM, you can do weird things. And so I got close. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe a bug will hit me and I'll probably do it. Wait till you guys hear some of the stuff that I put on the record that you wouldn't believe I re-recorded or did work on. So some of it is really strange. So that's funny. But yeah, no, I'm really into the sound design thing. But anyway, but I digress. So, ooh, wow. The DX7 was your first synth? That is impressive. I didn't say it, but I drank it. But that's awesome. That's cool. Yamaha was my first synth too. It was a CS01 was my very first synth. Not the first one I ever played, but it was the first one I ever owned. The first synth I ever played was at a music store, and it was, of all things, the Bit one. Does anyone know what that is? That was the first synth I ever played, in a store, was the Bit one. And I loved it. I loved everything about it. So that was the first synth I ever played, but the only one I could afford was a CS one, which is the one I bought. But that's funny. But yeah. So anyway, we're nearing the end here. So I'm going to play the last track and get some badly. I know, I saw that Jay Wires has one. He does. I saw it. I saw pictures of it. I was jealous. I love, I'll tell you something funny. I have a very good, I have terrible memory. Let me put it to you this way. I have a terrible memory for birthdays, dates, numbers, things of that nature. I have terrible memory. However, I never forget a face and I never forget a sound. So for whatever reason, these are the two things that I just never forget a face and I never forget sounds. And I never forget pages in books, which is really weird too. But that's another story for another day. So the bit one, I remember what it sounded like. And so when I got my ESQ, the very first ESQ one that I owned, getting bit one type sounds was one of my first goals. And it was one of the first things I emulated with the ESQ one, is trying to find bit one sounds. And it's still not over. I still remember what it sounded like. And so I have about, I don't know, I think I have about 5 or 6 different VSTs that I love that all can get to certain bit one type sounds. And I just know when I have it. Like, it's hard to explain, but I know when I've got it and I'm like, that's a bit one. I got it. And then I get all happy, which is funny because I have a synth called Mod, and I did bit one sounds on it. And that's the only time that Mod ever like crashes with all the different like modulations that I put on it, which is weird. Anyway, nerd talk over. Last song. This one is for Wendy, who requested this on, I believe it was X, and then she requested it on Facebook. She wanted to hear something from the third Diary album, which is going to come also to Bandcamp, the official version, because I want to remaster that one too. Oh, that's a great one to have, Lala. And this one is actually one of my favorite tracks on that particular album. It's the last track. It's probably the weirdest of all the tracks. But this one's called Humanity. And with this one, I will say goodnight. And I'll turn on the overhead. And we'll turn on the UFO cam, and let's see, we'll put something on. Glitch Globe sounds good, because it just works. There we go. Even though it doesn't go with this song, but it's okay. Here we go. Humanity.
Sunday is lost, moving through atmosphere, making up time. There is no time, no dear. All of you and all of me, all of you and all of me. Maybe I'm lost, maybe I found a way. All the wayward roads that I've had to face. All of you and all of me. All of you and all of me. I was alone, I was the empty space. I was the one, I was the lone and raised. All of you and all of me.
I'm tired of it. Can't you see it?